Hi, I'm Cynthia Thaxton. I'm an attorney here at Lexington Law. A little bit about myself. I have been here for over 6 years now. And I'm really excited today to talk a little bit about credit repair and our process here at Lexington and answer a few questions as well. So I'd like to hand it over to my co-host, Rob, now to introduce himself. So, Rob.
Hi, my name is Rob Shiner. I am a trainer with Lexington Law Firm. I've been here for just about 10 years, and I'm looking forward to sharing some frequently asked questions that we get not only through the training process, but also on some of our social media sites. Back to you, Cynthia.
Okay, let's get started. The first kind of topic we're going to talk about is why do you need to repair your credit? Well, there's a few reasons. There's so many benefits to having a good credit score and an accurate credit profile. So you have approval for better interest rates for any kind of loan, like student loans, car loans, mortgages. You can get higher credit limits, lower interest rates, which will eventually in the long term save you money if you are not paying as high of an interest rate. You're more likely to be approved for an apartment or other rental, and you will look more favorable to potential employers who might be taking a look at your credit. So those are some of the benefits of good credit scores, and credit that is, or a credit profile that's accurate. A drawback of bad credit scores is what we will kind of look at next, is sort of the opposite of what I just said, is higher interest rates, worse loan terms if you can get a loan at all, possibly not getting the job that you're applying for, and just general stress of losing money, paying more money for loans, being denied opportunities, things like that. What causes scores to go down is things like negative items on your credit reports, like late and missed payments, high credit utilization, foreclosures and bankruptcies, other items like charge-offs and collections. Those are part of your payment history, and that's 35% of your credit score, and those can cause your credit scores to go down. So those items that I just mentioned, those negative items, can be both accurate and inaccurate. And so there's not much you can do about the accurate items that are already on your report, but for the inaccurate items, that's where credit repair comes in, and that's something you can do something about. And according to the FTC, 1 in 5 people has an error on one of their credit reports. So that's a little bit concerning. So if you are one of those people, it's, you know, good to think about possibly credit repair as an option.
So the following topic to discuss is, should I do it myself? And that's a really good question. In terms of doing it myself, doing it yourself is 100% an option. So in other words, most people can do it. They can write letters on their own. But one thing to consider is it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, and a lot of persistence. Typically speaking, for the clients that we've spoken with, their resources are limited. That means they usually need something to happen right away, and they don't understand the process. They don't understand that there is a time element. Additionally, things to consider when deciding whether to do it themselves is interaction with creditors and with the credit bureaus can be complicated and seem somewhat vague. There's a lot of rules and there are a lot of regulations for everything that needs to take place within the credit repair process. The average person really is typically not aware of all the things that need to happen. So once again, just to reiterate, there is a time element. Letters or correspondences need to go out to creditors and credit bureaus, and there needs to be a certain amount of patience for things to take place. There's also a lot of rules and regulations that you need to be aware of. One entity that promises result. Oh, let me say the topic here is um, along the lines of why should you not choose a short-term solution? Um, some entities will promise results of certain credit score outcomes or certain negative items removed you should be careful when considering somebody that promises results because it's something that is probably going to be out of their control, um, especially when another entity promises fast results. If they say that they're going to be able to do something with a very short turnaround, they're probably not being transparent with you. Again, credit repair takes time and effort, and no results are guaranteed because those who are making those promises are actually not following the Credit Repair Organizations Act law. That law states no results can be guaranteed. So, why don't we transition over to the next topic of what the Lexington Law Process is?
Yes. Okay, so I will talk a little bit about our process. Our just a high level overview of what the process is. It starts with sort of opening the case and case intake, where a new client will, sort of will pull credit report, the three credit reports from the three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. We'll take a look at those credit reports, and we will do a credit report analysis, and we'll take the client's direction on how to challenge the negative items that are on there, based on inaccuracies that the client has identified. And from there, we will move on to sending out disputes and challenges to creditors and credit bureaus, based on the client's direction. And after some time, we will see an updated credit report for each of the credit reports that we've pulled and see what changes have taken place on the report. If needed, we will do some follow-up and escalation, maybe take some extra steps or different approaches to address certain negative items. And we also have other features aside from just the addressing the negative items. And in fact, we have a pretty heavy emphasis on credit education here at Lexington Law. So we have a credit score analysis feature that's included in the services. We have like credit education by through all the tools that are available on our client website. We have, if you call in and speak to one of our paralegals, you can do it by talking to someone as well. So we really want to make sure that our clients are educated about how this works so that they don't find themselves in this situation over and over again. They can actually address the root cause and see, okay, why does my credit look the way that it looks and what can I do about it? And so aside from that, what is my role in the process, and what is the role of the attorneys in this process? Well, the attorneys basically monitor the whole system and the whole process. And also, if a client calls in and wants to speak with an attorney about their case and about any credit related questions that they may have about their case, they can talk to an attorney. So that is the role of the attorneys, sort of at a high level view in the process. And the next topic is going to be why you should hire us, and I will let Rob take over from there.
Fantastic. Thanks, Cynthia. So, in addition to our proven lawyer-driven credit repair process, we also have solid relationships with all of the credit bureaus. In other words, we know what they need to hear and what they need to see so that they can take the next steps. We've proven this process out because we've been doing this for so long. Our clients have seen over 70 million removals on their credit reports since John C. Heath took over as the directing attorney in 2004. Results typically speak to what can happen in the future. So they say that the best indicator of future results are what the past results are. And 70 million removals says a lot. So this is why people should feel confident in hiring us. We have a proven system, we have proven results. Although we can't foresee the future, we know what we know, and we know what credit bureaus need to see and they need to hear so that they can take the next step. So probably the next best topic to discuss now is who we have helped. Cynthia,
Yes,
I'll take that one.
of course, we have helped so many people. We have helped all kinds of people at every income level, with all kinds of occupations, with different credit histories, different things on their credit reports, different life experiences. So every and any kind of person or background that you can think of, we have helped them. So we're proud that we've been able to help so many people achieve their goals. So should we move on to the Q&A now, Rob?
Love it. Let's do it.
Okay, so what are some questions that have come in?
Great question. So some of these will probably seem a little bit like repeats because not only do they come up with our new hires and our existing clients, but sometimes they'll show up on our social media sites. So the first frequently asked question is, what makes Lexington Law different from other credit repair companies? Do you want to answer that one, Cynthia, or do you want me to take that one?
Sure, I can take it. I mean, that's a good question, and it's one that we get a lot, but what makes us different is that we're a law firm. And if a client wants to talk to a Lexington Law attorney about their case or about what's on their credit reports, they can ask. And the attorneys bring years of experience and expertise to the firm. And that's not something you can find at every other credit repair company. And also, we don't just do credit repair, but like I said before, earlier, we really do focus on credit education and helping our clients understand how credit and finances work so that they can get on a path to a better future.
Solid answer, Cynthia.
Yes.
You know, one other thing that I think probably should be added to this is, unlike other credit repair organizations, for those who want to stop by our corporate office, you can speak face to face with an attorney. It's a good idea to call ahead so that we make sure that the schedules are amenable, but you can come and talk face to face to an attorney. That is one thing that makes us very different than other credit repair companies.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, a follow-up question to this is one that I already responded to just a few minutes ago, but why should I use Lexington Law? Can't I just do it on my own? Cynthia, do you want me to touch on this one again, or do you want to express a few more thoughts along this?
I think you did a good job earlier, but I'll just add a couple things. Is you can certainly do it on your own. Anyone can. But it does take time and effort. And if you want to employ someone to do it for you, then Lexington is an excellent option. We've got years of collective experience, and we've worked for many, many clients to help educate them about how credit works. And so if that's something that you don't want to do, and you don't have time, you don't really want to do the research, Lexington is a great option. But to answer the question, it's 100% an option to do it yourself if you want to.
Awesome. Another frequently asked question is, how fast can I fix my credit? Or in other words, how long does it usually take? Would you like to handle this one, or do you want me to take it?
Rob, you take this one.
Great. So how fast can I fix my credit? The answer is, you can write letters as quickly as you want to, but the reality is, once you send the letter out, you have to be patient. If the letter is going to a credit bureau, the credit bureau has time to research it. So one thing to be aware of is it takes time. Credit bureau will probably reach out to a creditor that if you're questioning an item on the report, that could take from 30 to 60 days to even get a response back. So the thing to be aware of is there is a time element. How long does it usually take? It really does depend. Depends upon the item that you're writing about, whether it's a 30-day late payment or if it's something to do with a repossession. It depends on who the creditor is, which credit bureau you're responding to. The thing to keep in mind as a best case idea is, it didn't take you overnight to get into a poor credit situation. It's probably not going to take overnight to get out of it. It's going to take some time. There's a follow-up question to that, and that is credit repair a scam? Would you like to take this one, Cynthia?
Yes, I can answer this one. The short answer is it can be a scam. So you have to know what to look for to make sure that the company you're working for is reputable. Well, Lexington Law is very reputable and works hard to provide a highest quality service for our clients. There are some credit repair companies out there that are not above board. So the way you can spot them is by asking, do they promise or guarantee results? Questions like, do they charge fees in advance of work being done? So keep your eyes out for that. But credit repair as a concept is not a scam. It is completely proper and legal. It's just you do have to watch out for certain companies that are not above board, as I said. So that's what I would say. Are there any other questions, Rob?
Yeah, there's one more question, and that is, what are the costs of bad credit? Do you want to answer that one, or you would like for me to take
I'll
that?
let you take this last one.
Sure. So what are the costs of bad credit? Well, really, the costs can be dollars, and it can also be considered freedoms. So the costs of bad credit can include higher interest rates on loans, denials of rental opportunities or mortgages. Uh, the loss of flexibility can also come into with a poor credit rating or poor credit report. You may not be able to get certain credit opportunities, or you may be limited to your options. Some people will only be able to get a car purchase from certain dealers and not all dealers. So the thing to be aware of is, what are the costs of bad credit, the dollars, and the flexibility. So that's why it's so important to be aware of what's on your credit report, whether it's the positive things that are being said about you, also the negative things that are being said about you. And so when partnering up with a law firm, you're able to know that you're doing things legally because you're following the guidance and counsel of an attorney. And attorneys are bound by professional ethics. So unless you have anything else to add to that, Cynthia, that's the last of the frequently asked questions that we get.
Yes. Okay, amazing. Well, I think this was great. I think we provided a lot of good information. Thanks for joining me today, Rob. This was fun. So I hope everyone learned something, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cynthia.
Thanks.